Hi and welcome to Mansfield. My name's Angie. Myself and a few others work here for park management, behind the scenes getting things ready for the Covered Bridge Festival. This year is the 60th Parke County Covered Bridge Festival. Mansfield is a big part of the Bridge Festival, and park management we're here and happy to be part of it. We want to do a short video to show you the area in Mansfield for not only our new vendors, for people who've never been to the Covered Bridge Festival, and for all you that always come to the Bridge Festival, you might just learn something new. So this is our main trolley stop here. It's behind what we call Hilltop. That's Hilltop Farm up there behind the fence. The main trolley stop is where the trolley will drop you off and pick you up if you decide to ride the trolley. You can ride the trolley as many times as you want each day. It is a free ride. If you're shopping, a lot of people do their Christmas shopping. They'll go put stuff in their car, come back, go shop some more. So the trolley saves you a lot of footwork and helps you out a little bit if you buy a lot of stuff. Across the highway here, this is State Road 59. You'll see down there there's a little shed. Get past the traffic here. That's our trolley stop for our red lot. It does have a red sign on it, and it's a red trolley. And further north on State Road 59, going north towards State Road 36, you can't see it from here, is a blue lot with a blue roof on it, and there's a blue trolley for that lot. You do pay for parking, but the trolley ride is free. There are attendants on the trolleys. They do live here locally in Parke County. They're very informative about the history of the Bridge Festival, what's going on here in Mansfield, and they can tell you back roads to take to get to where you need to go. They also can give you a Parke County road map that shows where all the covered bridges are and everything. So we take pride in having our trolley attendants on the trolley to kind of be your tour guide for Mansfield while you're riding the trolley over. So be sure to tip those girls and let them know that they're doing a good job. The rest of this area that we're in, where the trolley stop is a vendor campground. The Bridge Festival is a 10-day festival, so our vendors do camp and stay in our campground. This is one of two campgrounds that we have here. When you get dropped off here, you are directly behind the Hilltop food court. When that food starts cooking and smelling really good, it really makes you hungry, and I always say this is the best place in town to be dropped off, especially if you're here and you're here for the food and you're hungry. So I'm going to head up to the top of the hill there, and we're going to check out the food court and see what's going to be going on up there. So I've made it up the hill here to Hilltop Farm of Mansfield Park. The gray archway in the back is where I came up from the trolley stop. We have a pavilion here in our food court. It's full of picnic tables for your seating enjoyment when you come up here to get something to eat. We have a lot of different food vendors up here. Miss Piggy's, Mr. Beefy's, Rockin' Concessions. They have great meatloaf, homemade meals. I love Athie's Italian sausage and lemonade shake-up. And we've got the funnel cakes and the elephant ears and the corn dogs and the pizza and just about anything you'd want. This year we have a new vendor called Island Noodles, and I'm really looking forward to trying them out. But in this food court along that fence row, at that end of that pavement, there'll be food trailers all along the fence row, all the way around on each side of the trolley stop there, and then back up this row here, all the way to this telephone pole. So this is definitely the place to be in town for the food. It's great people up here. These food vendors have been here for a while, and they have some really good food. I would recommend eating up here at any vendor. The white building down there is our bathhouse. It houses modern restrooms and showers for our campers. And along that fence row down there during the festival, there will be porta potties. So hopefully you won't have to stand in line too long. We do have attendants that clean the restrooms and make sure they're stocked with everything that you need, and they do work for tips only. So if you use our restroom facilities, please be sure to tip those people for the great job that they do. This road, there's a paved lane you can see coming up there from the bathhouse. That's a walking lane. There's going to be row-to-row tents on that lane on this side of the lane, and then across that lane is our craft shack. Our friends Bob and Teresa will be there. Teresa's got some great home decoration stuff and some craft stuff. I usually always try to buy something for her. She has some neat stuff. And there'll also be tents on both sides of that house. And then when you get there to the end of the grass and you start around that corner, there'll be tents around that corner. And we'll talk a little bit about that stop sign there here in a minute. And there's our brick house that's up here at Hilltop Farm. and I'm standing directly right beside the big barn here. A big famous barn. It says Pepsi on it. It's my favorite building in Mansfield. So we're going to go to the other side of the barn and we're going to take a look at things over there and see how that looks, and we'll talk about some more stuff. Now I'm just on the other side of the barn, and this is our office. This is Parke Management Office. If vendors need to talk to management about anything, this is the place for them to come if they have any problems or anything. It is located on this corner of the barn. This section up here is our section 2. These lanes that you see are walking lanes. There's 4 lanes here, and this will be door-to-door tents during the Bridge Festival. You can buy all kinds of things up here. Quilts. There's a guy that's got some really neat waterfall statues is the word I'm looking for, and we have the great big fuzzy blankets and rugs and jewelry and food, you know, homemade food, trinkets, Christmas ornaments, just about anything you could think of. Then if we look over here to our brick house, that brick house will also have vendors in it. There'll also be tents in front of the brick house, and also all the way down to the stop sign there. And then on the side of the brick house going down the hill, on the side there, and then going all the way down the hill there by the steps, there'll also be vendors there. So we're going to run down here to the end of this section here, down to the highway, and we'll see what's down there at 59 and Mill Road. So I've made my way down the hill here from Hilltop Farm, and I'm down here at the intersection of State Road 59 and Mill Road. Across the street is Mansfield Road. We do have parking lots over there, and also anything behind that fence row out there is a parking lot. So if you're right here at this intersection, you can turn left or right off State Road 59 and park. The section you see here behind the yellow tape, those lanes are also foot traffic lanes, and anything on the grass will be door-to-door tents of vendors. They always have some really neat stuff down here. And then on this side of the road, there will be door-to-door tents from where these rocks are all the way to that first building down there. So a lot going on down here too. If I can look down the road a little bit, you see a lot of buildings down there. Those buildings will be full of vendors as well. There will be some food vendors down there and some other stuff. So we're going to take off and we're going to go down there to that corner and take a look around at what's going to be there. I've made my way down to the corner of Mill Road and Martin Road. There's our brick house that we talked about earlier up on the hill. Here comes some loud traffic. There's our sign that says Hilltop Farm of Mansfield Park. There'll be vendors on both sides of the roads in all these buildings down here. Also there in the gravel, there'll be a row of food vendors. They have some good food down here. Our new vendor this year will be sitting here, Dottie's Cinnamon Rolls. Everybody's looking forward to having cinnamon rolls for breakfast. To the right here, there's our covered bridge. To the right here, down the road is where I just was. I told you all the buildings here have vendors. This is also a food court in this area, and they have some good food. They serve some breakfast down here and some good food. So we're going to actually head across the covered bridge. You can drive across the covered bridge right now. During the Bridge Festival, it will be closed to pedestrian traffic as well as the main roads here in Mansfield. And you are allowed golf carts or service vehicles that we use, but no other vehicles are allowed during the festival. And by the way, the festival is October 14th through the 23rd, and our vendors operate from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. So you got plenty of time to come down. So let's head across the bridge and see what we can find over there. If you stop on the covered bridge and look out, you can see Raccoon Creek. You can see the mill. It's a really nice place to go during the Bridge Festival. There's not a lot of traffic down here. It's really kind of quiet. We have a new owner there. He's built a nice new deck on the back of his building. Those are the buildings off Mill Road. And he's got a deck down here at the creek. So if you had enough of the foot traffic and it's too crowded for you, it's a good place to come and relax. I'm directly across the street from the mill now, the historic Mansfield Mill. This is Mill Road, we talked about earlier. There will be vendors here in this parking lot. I think we're going to have some live music down here. This is our red barn. This will be full of vendors as well as the welcome center here. And then we have the old barnyard of Mansfield Park. This gate will be open. And if you look up in this area, there will be vendors there as well. Beyond those buildings up there is a campground for our vendors and also parking. And there's also a modern restroom up there and showers for the vendors. And the same thing as the other restrooms, we have full-time attendants that they only work for tips. So like I said, if you use our restroom facilities, be sure to tip those people for the good job they do. Fox's Overlook, there's about 4 stories in Fox's, and she's usually got vendors in every room of each story. There'll also be tents out here in front of her. And we zoom back around to the mill. So we're gonna go over here past the gel where you can get hand-dipped ice cream, and we're gonna go up the hill a little bit and check out the rest of Mansfield. Here we are now, I'm behind the gel and the Gel House ice cream, and you can see our red barn we just talked about. On my left here, this year our Parke County Sheriff's Department and Belmore Volunteer Fire Department have a new command station. We're glad to have the guys here. They're great service to us every year. We enjoy having them around and they help us out a lot. So guys, we appreciate your service. On the right hand side, going up the hill here on 620 South, this right hand side will be full of vendors as well, all the way up to this carport. And as we slowly make it up this hill, on the left hand side there'll be a sticker tent here. He has all kinds of cool stickers you can put on your car and stuff. There's our craft shack we talked about earlier. We'll have vendors around this corner, behind the mailbox, all the way to the fence post, and all the way down to this next telephone pole. That's our bathhouse we talked about earlier. There's an alleyway that goes through there that you'll be able to walk through, and there will be tents on both sides of it. And then that's the trolley stop we were at when we started the video, and the vendor campground. Now this is going on down 620 South, or up 620 South I should say. There will be vendors on both sides of the road here. Merchandise vendors as well as food vendors. So if you didn't find what you needed in all the places we just went, you're sure to probably be able to find it here. The Covered Bridge Festival is a county-wide event. Mansfield is not the only place that's going to have vendors like this. There's going to be Bridgeton and Rockville and other places. So if you can make it, you know, try to come to Mansfield, go to Bridgeton, go to Rockville, enjoy the whole county, get you a covered bridge map, and check out all the covered bridges. We have 31 covered bridges. It's just a beautiful part of the country. It's going to be fall, the leaves are going to be changing. It's going to look completely different here when we start going here in about 2 weeks. This building down here, that is a building that lets me know that, hey, this is where the helicopter rides are. If you can see, there's a field back there. They do offer helicopter rides to go up and check out the covered bridges in part of this area of Parke County. So I've made it down to the end of 620 South. This is our blue parking lot. You can see the trolley stop with the blue roof to indicate that's the blue trolley or the blue parking lot. And we just want to take the time to tell everybody to please come out to the Bridge Festival this year. It's going to be a great time. It's the 60th Bridge Festival. That's a lot of history here. And if you've never been here before, you're in for a real treat. We're going to post some live video on opening day, probably in the middle of the day. We're going to be very busy, and it'll look totally different. You'll be like, that's not the video I saw a couple weeks ago. So I hope you join us.